What's up, world? Lee here, coming to you with Sticks, Strings, and Other Things, my tiny little corner of the internet where I come to you every other week talking about what I have been getting my hands into in the crafty world. This is episode 20. What? And it is July 13, but this will be going up on the 14th. So, for you it's July 14, or whatever day you're watching this, I don't know. If you are new here, welcome. You will know I am a little, let's just say random, as opposed to, unstructured. That's another good one, another one, very nice. Not planned. That's probably the safest way to say this. So, things tend to be a little higgly-piggly, but I do my best, and I do welcome you, and I hope you enjoy, and if you do, please subscribe wherever that button would be. If you have been here before, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, and enjoy and welcome. So, it has been 2 weeks since I was last here, and I have not been very productive. I have done a little bit of stitching and a little bit of knitting and a lot of nothing, and I just realized I have no clue what I did with my tea, and this is sad because I need my tea. So I will be right back with my tea, which is just going to be a boring black apricot tea, but it's tasty. I enjoy it, and yeah, I need the caffeine today. Yes, I do. So I'll be right back, and then we can get into the everything. I keep looking around because there is literally, for as little as I did today, as little as I've done in the past 2 weeks, I sure have a lot laying around me. So, stick around, find out, see what's happened. Just one moment, I will be back with my tea. All right, tea, definitely needed today. Caffeine, oh boy, people, I really need the caffeine today. I have not been sleeping for no good reason. Just sleeping isn't a thing I've been doing. Don't even have the excuse of fireworks like I've had for the last many, many, many days. Not just the 4th, because I guess blowing things up is fun. I don't think it is, but enough people seem to. Anyhow, enough of all that. Let's get into, my fully finished objects. Yet none. You've been here before. You know that never happens. I keep hoping, maybe someday. Finished objects. Again, nothing. Was really hoping. But alas, not a finished thing to be found anywhere. So let's get into whips, of which I have one in knitting and one in stitching. I mean, I definitely have more than that, but that's all I've worked on in the last 2 weeks. So actually, technically 2 knitting whips, but let's start with the cross stitch. So, Colorado Stitcher is doing her cross stitch summer camp this summer. It's the first time she's doing it cross stitch wise. She does have a knitting store. I think it's a store. Yes, she has a knitting store. She's been doing knitting camp, summer camps, but this is the first year she's doing the cross stitch camp, and I kind of decided I wanted to participate, and last month I did one of the hands-on design and somebody else. I forgot the name of the other designer. Their French kitchen stuff. I did the summer one, which was the blueberries and thyme, and I did finish it. This month, because I've been talking about, maybe I should do one of the Barbara Anna Designs Dreaming Girl ones. Or, yeah, Dreaming ones. And one of the people watching commented that on July 1st we should totally start Dreaming of Klimt. And I didn't start it on the 1st, but I did start it shortly after. I'm talking about this piece right here, Dreaming of Klimt. It's very pretty. I am very much enjoying it. And here is my not so great progress. I am just about ready to start all the fun Klimpty swirly bits. And then there's little mushrooms too. I've started one of the mushrooms, but I'm just about ready to start all the fun Klimt swirly things. I already have some of the mosaic-y type stuff, and it's on 2 pages, and I'm just doing the first page, and just, you know, I'll get to her face. Her face is there, I promise. See? Yeah, I'll get there. But yes, all the fun swirly bits, because, you know, fun. So, this is how far I am with Dreaming of Klimt by Barbara Ana Designs for summer camp. And I think with it only being the 13th, I should be able to finish this month. I hope. That's my goal. I would like to do so. I am enjoying it. The colors are really, really fun. I have a teeny tiny bit of not focusing because, you know, why would we want to focus? Why would we want to actually see the stitching? I mean, who would even imagine that? Come on, focus. Focus. All right. There we go. Some focusing. There is a tiny bit of metallic thread right in there. And my battery is flashing at me. So I'm going to go replace that before everything shuts down. As you can see, well prepared today. Very well prepared. No, I'm not. Anyhow, gonna go fix that battery issue. I'm back. Magic. Battery issue is now fixed. I swear. Not at all prepared. I mean, I should be. I do this every 2 weeks. I've done this now, this is my 20th time, so I've done it 19 other times. You'd think I would have a few clues on what I need to prepare before I start filming. I'm a professional, really. Anyhow, back to Dreaming of Klimt. There is some metallic thread in here, is what I was saying. There'll be a tiny bit more. I'm not sure, actually, how much is in there. I'm not a big fan of metallic threads, but I thought it's Klimt. It needs some sparkle. It does. That, and I think it calls for some sort of sparkle. Not any that I had, so I just kind of grabbed a goldy metallic color that I had. And yes, so I am enjoying her quite a bit. Not sure how much I'm going to get done today. I'm hoping to get back to her today, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to work on her today because I have some other plans, as you will see. So that is all my stitching. I know. Isn't that pathetic? I think it's pretty pathetic, and I'm the one doing it. It's very sad. And it's not like I've been doing anything else. Some weeks are like that, you know? Oh, I guess I technically have some other stitching I can show because, you know, I'm doing this all in the right order. Normally I start with the Drawer of Shame, which is all my cross stitches that I've finished and just shoved in a drawer. And I forgot to start with that today, so I will show them off. I don't remember who this is, designer-wise, but I did their tea section, or their tea motifs. I think it was 3 different charts that were all teas, and I used the called for colors, and I have no clue what any of it is. So I did some tea, and I also did the coffee ones. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I still did those. And I think they are very adorable. No clue what I will ever do with them, but I like them. My kitchen does not really have any wall space, so while I will be putting my French kitchen months in my kitchen, I have enough wall space for that. I don't really have a lot of other wall space. So I'm not sure what I'm ever going to do with these. I don't know. I mean, I didn't even live in this house when I first made them, so who knows? Anyway, that would be the Drawer of Shame. Shame. Such shame. Right. Stitching. I really enjoy it. It's nice and soothing. Haven't been doing much. Now, on to the knitting. I really, really thought I was going to have this done in time. I really did. I've been working on my Kalara shawl by, is it Amber O'Brien? I think it is. If it isn't, I'll put those words in down here. And look at this. Look. Oh. Dagnabbit. Bummer. I ran out of steam last night. I needed a break. I needed to not be working on this anymore, and so I stopped. I am super close to a finish. I am in the final section of decreases before you get to the end, which will, the end will just look like this. It'll just taper off to the end. And then I can wash and block this, and I am absolutely loving how this looks and the drape. This is, I think I have a tag. I will look for it in a second. This is using two different colors of, it's called Pinta. It is a wool and silk blend. So, hello drape. It's just gorgeous. And yes, I am very much enjoying the very low contrast that I am getting with these two colors. It is a gray and a purple. And I am just in love with the low contrast of those two colors. It's a delight. I just ran out of steam yesterday, just needed to not be doing this. But hopefully in the next day or two, I can get this one done, washed and blocked, and have a finished object for you in 2 weeks. And I'm very hopeful. But I am absolutely loving how this Kalara is turning out. I love the shape. It's going to be a wonderfully drapey, just kind of toss around the neck kind of shawl. And yeah, it's lovely. Wonderful. Fantastic. The other thing I've been working on is let me see if I can pull it out of my basket of doom over here. Come here. Both sides. My Rainbow Pride blanket. I have finished one of, as you can see, one of the red balls. I got 2 balls of each color. So I have one of the red balls in here, and I'm holding it with a strand of undyed. These are Knit Picks Stroll colors. That's the brand, Knit Picks Stroll, in a rainbow gradient that I created out of the colors that they had available at the time. And I'm still kind of concerned about the length that I chose when I cast on, because I'm not using a pattern. I just I'm winging it. And it's just a garter stitch blanket, but I am absolutely loving the marledy funness of it. As I said, I have one of the red balls finished. I have started the second red ball, and the next, as it is a rainbow, will be shocking. It'll be orange, because that's what happens next. But I'm wondering if it's going to be very long. Very tall and not very wide. I'm wondering if I should have done more stitches when I cast on, but I didn't, and it's way too late to go back now. So this is the other thing I've been working on occasion, and I'm really enjoying the marledy funness of that one. And last of my knitting projects is my half and half triangle wrap, which is my work project. And that has been getting quite a bit of work. I'm absolutely loving this yarn. It is the Linen Quill from Purl Soho, which is the yarn that this shawl was designed for. And I am getting very close to finishing all my short rows. I have, where do they start? I have short rows through here. So all of these are short rows. Then I just have this much more to do with short rows before this half of the shawl is finished, and I start the second color, which will be black. That'll be fun. But it's going to be so wonderful, oversized, giant, and luscious. It's a wonderful work project because I can just pick it up, put it down. Really simple. I am almost onto the third ball of the first color. So if you look in here, that's all I have left of the second ball before I get to start pulling out the third. What is that? Oh, bookmarks. Look, what is in here? I have a whole bunch of bookmarks in my knitting bag. I don't know why. Anyhow, I'm about ready to start, as you saw, the third ball. It's coming up pretty quick, probably this week will be when I can start that third ball, and then the second color. And I'm really enjoying this. I wish we had like sensory television, sensory YouTube, what have you, because this feels so nice and I want to share it with you. I want to just go, here, squish, squish it, squish it. Feels really good. I'm really enjoying how this is working up. I did buy yarn to make a second one in some brighter colors. They're, you know, dusky purples instead of gray and black. And I'm really glad that I did, because I'm really, really liking this fabric. I'm in love. And yeah, sadly, that is all she wrote for WIPs. And that's all I've worked on. I have picked up and put down a lot of things. I picked up and put down my my giant red sampler, you know, Jane Reese, that would be the one. Like 5 different times, I picked it up and gone, I don't feel like stitching a letter today, so I haven't. And I picked up a pair of socks that I shown on the podcast before. I picked those up like 3 times and went, like 5 stitches. Seriously, people, there was no progress, not even a full round. Ridiculous. I don't know, hit a wall. I don't know if it was the heat. I don't know if it was the holiday. I don't know if it was just I'm tired. But my motivation for crafting has been a little lower than I would like for all the things that I want to do. However, the last couple of days I have been feeling a lot more motivated, so hopefully I don't start all the things and I get some progress on the things that I have and get more things done. I'm feeling a bit more motivated and energized with my crafting again, which feels fantastic. I did spend a lot of time watching FlossTube and other YouTube knitters channels, getting very motivated and seeing all the lovely things you guys all create. Oh my goodness, people, the talent out there is, it's astonishing to me. I love it. I love watching it all and dreaming. So that moves us on to plans. Yes, plans. So you heard my plan for my rainbow marled blanket, which is to hopefully finish that second ball of red and maybe start into the orange before next podcast, so before the 2 weeks are over. I will be finishing that Kalara. There's no question about it. That will be done and blocked. You heard it here, folks. And blocked. So I can show off the finished item in 2 weeks. Hold me to it, people. Really, honestly, hold me to it. Blocking, finishing, okay. No, it will be done. And I will be in that third skein for my work project. With my stitching, I'm hoping to have Dreaming of Klimt completed by next time. Ooh, yes. And maybe, what should I work on? Should I do more work on my Jane Reese? Because in my WIP Go, I'm behind a bit. On my WIP Go with Jane Reese, I have a couple more alphabets I need to finish. So should I do that one? Or should I start one of 2 different modern folk embroideries that I want to start? Or should I work on my Blackbird design? Because if you're in the cross stitch world, you know about the passing of one of the designers from Blackbird Designs, which is quite sad. I never met her. I don't know her at all, but that is always a hard thing for family, friends, and the community? Or should I work on one of my blackbirds? Let me know in the comments below. I would love some help with that. So those are the actual plans of what's on the needle. Since I will be finishing my Kalara, I have one of two plans for my knitting. I am either going to start my summer sorrel in, and I have 4 colors for my summer sorrel, which I may not use. I may only do the 3 like they call for, in this loveliness. As you can see, I'm already starting to cake it up. I need to do a gauge swatch. I'm hoping to maybe do that tomorrow. I'm hoping to finish the Kalara today and do my gauge swatch tomorrow for my summer sorrel, because I think that will be an absolutely luscious, delicious fade for the summer sorrel. And if I can't figure out how to use 4 different skeins, I'll just use those 3. I think it's just going to be delicious. Or do I start something with this? This is a Knit Picks yarn. It is Lindy Chain. It's a fingering weight linen yarn. And there is, I'm looking it up on Ravelry because I can't remember the name. The Loraline by Audrey, what is her name? Borrego? It is this lovely tank top. Get me out of there. Which has, I don't know if you can see it, it has this lovely twisted cable-ness going on down there. Yeah, I don't know if I can really show that off very well. Let's see. Just, you know, I'm going to be looking at my phone for half a second. Just, you know, it's all good. Oh, they don't really have a good cable picture of it. It is twisted cables on the hem. And it's just gorgeous. So do I start this or do I start my summer sorrel? Either way, I need to gauge swatch for both of them. So those are my knitting plans, stitching plans you heard. Please help. Please help figure out what I want to stitch on. I need all the help I can get. So that concludes almost all of the plans. I have one other plan when it comes to cross stitch. I have a friend who contacted me and asked if I would be willing to have mailed to me a project that they had been working on a long time ago, from a project that they had seen in, I think, an aunt's house in the 80s or something like that, that they bought the project, kit. There's the word she's going for, people. He bought the kit for it and just hasn't stitched on it at all since like the 90s or something. I don't remember the exact details. Anyway, they contacted me and asked me if I would be willing to finish it for them. And in a fit of insanity, and because I like to help my friends, I said sure. So earlier this week, this kit showed up. It is an old Busilla kit, and it has all the threads and everything in it, and even has the needle still stuck in the corner. This is where it is for where it was when I received it. And so I will be working on this as well. I've already warned my friend that it's not going to be quick. But as they stated, it hasn't been worked on in a couple years. So they were fine with that. And so yeah, this showed up. So this is my other plan, is to work on this. I think I'm going to finish up this scallop over here so that it's all finished, and then I will probably do all of the back stitching in these 3 blocks because none of the back stitching has been done yet. And then I will move on down to the others and then just do a block, do a block, do a block, do another block. And each block can be kind of a nice little mini finish. So again, this is the There we go. This is the project. And yeah, Ocean Harvest. I have no clue what the when this was created or anything. I mean, maybe there's a, oops, sorry, that's the pattern. Don't want to show that off. But yes, I don't know how long this has been around, but I have some, I don't want to show the pattern, but I want to show the condition of the pattern. So as you can see, I don't really want to show the pattern. I have a bit of taping to do on the pattern as it is, well, it's old and it's been used, so it's kind of fallen apart. So first thing I need to do is sit down with some tape. Get this puppy all taped together so that it's not going to fall apart. And yeah, that is the other thing that I'm going to be working on, is Ocean Harvest. So I think that'll be fun. It'll be interesting. It's definitely not something that I would pick out to stitch, but I think it's really pretty. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Yeah, so that'll be fun. I haven't done a kit like this in ages, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. It'll be interesting. Like I said, I'm going to try and just use all of these blocks as little mini finishes. Luckily, like I said, there is no deadline, but I don't want to hold on to this for too horrible long. When you're stitching for somebody else, you want to get things done, but like I said, it won't be anytime soon. Now, that is all of the plans. So now let's move on to haul, stash, acquisitions. Call it what you will. I kind of have a smattering of, well, kind of a lot of things. I don't know what happened to my brain the last few weeks, but I kind of randomly bought things. So let's play and see what she got. First, ooh, sorry for the crinkle, my Row 1 yarns for the month showed up. And this is what, Lane and Lotus Fiber Company. I really love Row 1 yarns. They're really fun. Just the minis. You get 10 a month, and I adore them. Normally I'm working on a scrappy blanket projects on Sundays. I haven't been for months, but for a long time I really was staying on top of it and really enjoying that. I want to get back to that because my minis are starting to pile up a little, which is also fine because you can do so many things with minis. I don't really mind. However, I want to get back to that Sunday scrappy project so I can finish that blanket because it's pretty and I would like to use it. That's one of the reasons you haven't seen it shown very often, because I haven't been working on it. So my Row 1 minis showed up, and yes, they're very crinkly. My Yarnable subscription showed up. I know, I was gonna quit, and then I didn't. But Yarnable showed up, and they have the extras this month were funny. This cracked me up. Things I can do before I can knit. Goals, water, priorities, appointments, notes, reminders to do. Then you get to pick a project at the bottom. This is so wonderfully like organized. My opinion is things that I can do before I knit. Knit? Stitch? Sleep? Anyway, I think it's a cute little thing. Maybe if I used something like that, I would be better at finishing things. But it also came with a little ice cream stitch marker and a couple of, or a sticker. I was going to say a couple of stickers, but it's one. A sticker and, you know, the important thing, the yarn. Ta-da! It is a fun, beachy, watery color. It's called Summer Vibes. And I really like this one. It's fun and beachy, and I can so see this put in to a Vertices Unite. I don't know. It's just, I've been looking at making a Vertices Unite and a, these are all Stephen West shawls. Vertices Unite, Jigsaw, and, oh, there's a third one that I know uses a lot of fun. I mean, he likes to use lots of scrappy, fun things, but there's a third one that I'm thinking of making. But this one, for me, some reason, just is screaming to be a Vertices Unite, or in one. Anyway, eventually I will pull things together to make one of those because it's such a fun shawl and it's giant and I like that. So that was my Yarnable subscription. That was my Rowan yarns. That was some crinkling because, oh, why not? You know how I said one of my stitching plans might be to possibly start one of the modern folk embroideries? Well, you know, there's no time like the last minute. I mean, he has had his 2021 Not a Mystery stitch along. That lovely piece that a lot of people are working on. It's not a mystery, but you get one piece a month. It's July. I mean, you could start it now. You could start it in August, which is what I might do. These are my colors. So I chose my colors and I got all my yarn. Sorry, thread. And I want to put it on a nice creamy color background. So I have fabric for it, so I just don't have it pulled out yet. I haven't bought it yet, the chart, but I am super wanting to start it because, you know, I don't have enough big projects on the go already. Anyhow, really want to start it, so bought threads for it. I bought a yarn kit for a hat. I just loved the color. This is from itchy nose. Fibers in the nose. It happens. This is from Leading Man Fiber Arts, and I forget the colorway, and it's not in here. It's inside the ball, so I could probably look in there. Yeah, see, whoop, whoop, there it is. This is, what was the colorway? I just loved it. Down the Rabbit Hole. That was it. It's a DK weight, I believe. And I just loved the colors. They're just randomly cheerful. And it was like I said, it was a hat kit. So it comes with a pom-pom, which is just ridiculous and huge and amusing. So I bought that kit. I haven't decided exactly what hat I want to do because why have the project in mind when you buy the kit? There's a lot of hat projects out there though. Oh, goodness. Fibers. So got that because, you know, why wouldn't I? I bought a few random amusing things. Let me reach. Recently. Bought a couple new stitch markers because they were cute. So I love these stars. They're just fun. And then these are little acorns, which those are fun. Had to pick those up because you can never have Jiminy stitch markers. And then that same company also does gift tags. So I like this. I made you a thing. Then there's, I used the Good Yarn. And it's cute because the Good Yarn one has care instructions also on the back. And then the last one was, yep, brought to you by Netflix. I mean, it could also be FlossTube or YouTube or whatever, but I often will craft while watching Netflix or you all. So I had to pick some of those up because gift knitting. I do gift knit. And this way they have tags and it's cute. And I thought they were fun. And then there's just two more things. Two more, I promise. And then the acquisitions and stash will be done. So, I might have mentioned I work at a yarn store. And just recently they had a trunk show because I think we're starting to be able to do those again for Trilogy Yarn. And there was a colorway that I fell in love with. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? So, I bought a couple yarns from the trunk show. It's in her Cabernet colorway. And I think this is the one that's giving me fibers in the nose. This is her Surrey. And just look at that. Look at those. Oh my God. I love it. This is her MCNDK. So my plan is to hold those two together and make a squishy, delicious, delightful, floofy hat. And, ooh, I cannot wait. So I'm looking at a couple of different hats. I'm blanking on all the names right now because I'm just starting to piece it together. But I want this to be a hat for this fall. And then there was this one, which was her plush, which is a 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon base. And this was a one-of-a-kind colorway. It was essentially this with an extra black wash on it. So originally I was thinking that I would hold those two together to make the hat. But then I saw the MCNDK and I liked that better. But I could not put this skein down. I just couldn't. I tried. I couldn't. It was impossible. So it had to come home with me. I'm going to sneeze. Just one moment. Right. Where was I? Oh, yes. I couldn't put this skein down. Look at that luscious color. Look at the depth. And I have no clue what I'm going to do this. I couldn't leave it, though. I just couldn't do it. So that is what I came home with from the trunk show. However, anyway, that's what I came home with from the trunk show. However, in other news, I was very, very good in other ways. This past weekend, a new yarn store opened up on Bainbridge Island. There is no longer a Church Mouse Yarn and Teas on Bainbridge Island, which is sad. But, like I said, last weekend, a new store opened up. So, no longer Church Mouse on Bainbridge Island, new yarn store on Bainbridge Island, the Lamb and Kid. And I had to go their opening weekend and check it out and say hi to all sorts of old Church Mousey people. So I did. And, there's some pretty stuff in that tiny little store. Crammed it full of yarn. It is beautiful. It is lovely. If you are out on Bainbridge Island, go visit the Lamb and Kid. There is some gorgeous squish. Beautiful dye. I'm blanking on the yarn that they have exclusive to that store. The dyer who's opened the store. But they have some other stuff too. They had some Earl Grey Fiber Company and other random things. But the colors, people. It was absolutely beautiful. But because I had just done this, I did get out of that store without anything other than plans. Oh, my plans. Oh, my plans. Oh, it was gorgeous. I will definitely be going back there and eventually buying a sweater quantity out of some of that colors. Some of those colors? One of those colors? A few of those colors? English, it's my friend. Anyhow, so I did make it out of that store without any yarn because I've mentioned before, I've got some. I mean, at least with my cross stitch, it hides. It's flatter. It kind of is easier to manipulate into hiding. This is so poofy. It doesn't hide very well. I need to not buy yarn. She says after buying 3 skeins. I'm getting better. Anyhow, yeah. So, the Lamb and Kid, Bainbridge Island. Check it out. Absolutely pretty. Absolutely pretty. And I had a delicious lunch. It was great. It was a nice trip out to Bainbridge Island. I hadn't been there in a while. Saw some people. It was wonderful. And yeah, so that's almost all the stash. I am going to show one other thing. This isn't yarn. This isn't stitching. This is D&T. So I backed a Kickstarter a while ago, and it was for D&D tea. So, D&D. Absolutely delightful. And I got the give me a little bit of everything combination. So I have the Underdark and Chill, and they just have a lot of fun with it. They give stats like it's a monster. It's Underdark and Chill. Deep, bold and deep. Lawful evil. So yes, I have some Lawful Evil tea. I have my Forest Frolic, which is a neutral good. I have my Elven Bazaar, which is chaotic good. I have my Palace Elixir, lawful good. And I have my Tavern Brawl, chaotic neutral. So there's just a whole bunch of teas. This one fascinates me because I think it's gonna be very, very tasty. Ooh, I should be drinking one of these right now, and I'm not. Talk about bad planning. But this one is black tea, cocoa beans, roasted and unroasted coconut, organic honeybush, and some essential oils of apple, chocolate flakes, sea salt, citric acid, cocoa powder, and vanilla. And doesn't that sound delicious? I mean, come on. So yeah, this is a black tea. Underdark and Chill is a black tea. This is essentially their Earl Grey style. Forest Frolic is a green tea, white tea, mango, oolong tea. So it's a kind of fun medley of things. Elven Bazaar is a black tea with ginger, cardamom, cloves. So it's kind of a spicy funness. And then the Palace Elixir is a mostly green tea with some fun bits. Ow! I just hit my face with tea. Anyway, so D&T, gaming, nerdery, and tea. How could I not back this Kickstarter? I mean, seriously. And their logo is absolutely adorable. I loved it. So I had to back it. But I should show you. I mean, it was almost impossible to open the box, which, yay. But the inside of the box is so cute. It's a little map. Anyhow, I wanted to show my tea. So that is the last of my haul and my stash because tea is also very important to this podcast. We live on it. And if you come and visit, we can sit down with a nice cup of tea or mug or giant container, however you want to imbibe, giant thing of tea. We can sit down with some yarn, some fabric, a couple needles of the either sharp and pointy kind or the little bit longer and pointy kind, and craft together. We got on my back porch, gorgeous. I mean, we have a wonderful marine layer today. Oh, wonderful marine layer today. So it's keeping it nice and cool. As soon as it burns off, it's going to be 80 degrees again. But until then, oh, I'm in love with the marine layer. So we could sit on the porch, drink ourselves some nice hot tea, pull out all of our pretties, share them, stitch together, knit together. Be delightful. So, that's all the interesting stuff. Other than that, just life stuff. The kid's been finally sleeping after helping his girlfriend and her family go through some stuff recently. He was helping them out, and yeah, a lot of stuff. He finally has been able to sleep since then, and yay, that's good because he looked like crap. Which, you know, when a young 20-something hasn't been sleeping enough and starts looking like crap, you really know they haven't been sleeping. So I'm glad he's able to sleep again. I'm glad some of that stuff's getting taken care of. Life stuff, meh. Not good. Everything's fine, but meh. Yuck. Yuck. Anyway, the guy, my partner, he went on his first vacation, his first trip since the pandemic. He and a friend went down to San Diego and they spent a long weekend down there and had an absolute blast. He has needed a vacation that did not involve staying at home for quite a while. He works from home, he lives at home, he he really needed really needed a vacation away from the home for his own sanity. He just, I was so happy that he was able to get out and relax and enjoy some not here. This makes it sound like I didn't want him here, but that's not it. He really needed to not be at home for a while, and he got a vacation where he could do so, and it's a fabulous thing. For myself, I've been gaming and not sleeping and not really knitting and not really stitching. Working. Having my car die on me. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I usually drive a really fun stick. It's a Mini Cooper. They're really fun. They're a really fun car. They're a really fun car. What they aren't is a really fun commuter car. They're not fun to commute in, especially in Seattle traffic. Stop and go. Stick. I have a bone bruise on my clutch foot that is just the bottom ball of my, it's awful. Anyway, driving home last weekend, my transmission or my clutch or something decided to stop on I-5. Yeah, it wouldn't shift. It wouldn't go into any gears. 0 of them. Yeah, I nearly blocked most of the freeway. Or at least one of the on-ramps onto the freeway, because you couldn't get around me. Luckily, I shoved it into gear and coerced the vehicle back home with much cursing and grinding of gears and noises that a car should not make. At one point, I was just like, just get me onto the street that I live on, and then you can crap your transmission out all over the floor, the street. I don't care. From there, I can push you. I did get it home. So we looked into what it would mean to replace the transmission / clutch on a Mini. On a 10-year-old Mini. Yeah, that's not cheap, because you essentially have to take apart the entire car. Most of the engine needs to, well, you unbolt the engine, it seemed like. You take off the front, you take off the radiator, you take off the wheels, you unmount it. So we decided now should be the time, since the car is dead and undrivable. Now should be the time to get a responsible sedan hybrid vehicle. Yeah. You know what you can't buy right now? Cars. There aren't any. There are no cars. There are no cars to be had, high nor low nor anywhere. So we go to the dealership, knowing that it was probably going to be difficult to find a car. We want a hybrid. You difficult? So they looked for the hybrid we're looking for. Just like Toyota Camry hybrid. That's it. No other details. Just that. There are none. They looked 1,000 miles away from my house, from the dealership. There weren't any. 0 for sale. 0. Big fat goose egg. Nothing. Used? No, that's even less. Less stock in the used car lot. I mean, there were a couple gas Toyota Camrys, but I want a hybrid because, again, the commuting thing, and yeah. So the guy who was helping us is all, well, let me research really hard. Let me see what might be coming in. There's one that hasn't already been sold that is coming into Western Washington State. One that they nabbed for me. So when it shows up from being shipped here, they'll call us if it is actually not already pre-sold. And I can buy it. And all I know is it's a Toyota Camry hybrid. New. I think maybe it's gray. Maybe. I know nothing. I don't know what it has in it. I don't know what it has on it. I mean, wheels and, and an engine. Hybrid. Wheels to drive with and tires and, you know, that kind of stuff. But, interior, who knows what color that is? LE, SE, XLE, XSA, BC, I don't know. Exterior, I think they said silver, I think. Doesn't matter. They had one, so I took it. Hopefully. They put my name on it at least. So if it isn't already actually sold, I might get it sometime. Maybe at the end of the month. Possibly. Yeah, that's a fun way to buy a car. So possibly that almost also might be why I wasn't so enthused with knitting and stitching. A little bit of stress. Just a little bit. I mean, we can buy a new car. Finances isn't a problem. Product is a problem. It's really annoying to go, I mean, I didn't want to have to buy a new car right now. I don't want to buy a new car right now. No one wants to buy a new car, ever. But right now, ugh, no. But to have to, and then not be able to, that's even worse. That's even worse. It's like, fine, let's go. Let's get it done. Let's just, Sorry, there aren't any. I mean, I knew stock was low. I knew stock was low. And people keep talking about how, stock is low, chips and production and COVID and pandemics and everything's, But there's a little bit of a difference between low and, there are none to buy in Washington State. Maybe if we cross our fingers really, really hard, there might have been one in Montana. Oh, yeah, so, that's all I've been doing. I hope all of you are having a better time than that. Ugh. Yuck. I mean, my life's pretty good if that's the worst complaint I can make, honestly. We have a second car. Since my husband's working at home still, I've been driving his ancient Prius to work. And it works. It's fine. It's a pain in the butt because we have to juggle things. He can't go to the Sounders games. Wah wah. Like, life's pretty easy, honestly. But it's still a pain in the butt. It's no fun. So I hope all of you are doing better than having to randomly buy a new car in the middle of a pandemic when there is nothing to be had. I hope that your production in knitting and stitching or what have you, crafty-wise, is at a higher peak than mine seems to be currently. I hope your plans are going well, and I hope you have enjoyed spending this last, I don't even know how long, because batteries and tea forgetting and God only knows what else has happened that I've had to fix. I don't even know how long I've been babbling at you. Hopefully I haven't bored you senseless. So, all of you are doing fantastically. And please, like I said earlier, help me out with what I'm going to be doing with the stitching thing after I finish this Barbara Anna design. Please, I need all the help I can get. Just, comment right below going, don't start a new thing. Don't do it, Lee. Don't do it. Don't do it. You have multiple giant projects going. Don't do it. Just back up. Take a step back, pull out one of your already started projects and maybe finish it. Ooh, yeah, that's what you should tell me to do. That's what you should tell me. Anyway, Kalara, Barbara Anna, and Gage. Ha, swatching. Woo! Swatch party. It'll be fun. And Friends Cross Stitch. I hope all of you are well. I hope all of you are having a fantastic time. May everything be going swimmingly fantastic for you, whether you're wherever you're at, doing whatever you're doing. I hope you're loving life. And on that note, I will see you in 2 weeks with hopefully some more project finishes, maybe, completed items, maybe, more to show you, and more to chit-chat with you about. I very much enjoy being here and being able to do so, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye all.